Hello crafters and welcome to the January 2024 release video hop by Altenew. My name is Deepa from Designs by D and I have some fun cards to share with you using this release. I'm specifically going to be sharing one of the die sets today, and there is a bonus card which is the anniversary card there, but there is a little bit of a catch with that. I'll share that in a moment. Now don't forget to comment down below because you have a chance to win one of these great prizes, and please do like and follow or subscribe to myself and the other talented designers on the hop to show your support. So these are all the products that we will or may not be using. This is the one I'm using the most, the Jeweled Botanicals. It's actually really nice. I like the geometric shapes in this and that flower that it creates. And you can also create a cute little butterfly as well. I like that there's that option in there. Now, there's also this embossing folder, Tufted Elegance, which is gorgeous with anything. And then I've got these other products. One is Enchanted Beginnings, that is the folder and the coordinating stencils. And then I also have the Love Story press plates. Now, I didn't end up using those for the cards that I'm showing today, but it works perfectly with the set, with the wedding anniversary type sets. So I'm going to be creating two other cards, and I'm using the One Go Loving Sentiments. That's what I'm going to be using with them. These are the two main cards I'm going to be making. Now the last card with the anniversary wedding type theme, it is kind of like a bonus card, and I will be showing you this card in another video. I really planned to have it ready for this video, but I just lost track of time, and I'm so sorry about that. So please do like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will share that video in the coming week. Now I also wanted to go through all the different layers. You can just tell by the size of these dies which order they go in. And you can see I have that really fun like confetti glittery type of cardstock, which I used as well. So I've got white, I've got that confetti cardstock, and I've also got some matte gold pearl cardstock here. So I'm just using a bunch of fun specialty cardstocks, and that's what I like to do with sets like these to really make them pop. Now for the butterfly, it's really not that complicated. There's actually four dies. One is like a full piece back for the top half and bottom half, and then there's also the detail die, which I cut out of some silver glitter cardstock. And then the body, there's a small little body that you can cut as well. So let's go ahead and put together the flower. Now I do want to take a second to just apologize for my voice. You know, ever since the winter holiday began, I've been sick, and it's just been something that I can't kick. I'm trying my hardest. I've gotten antibiotics and things like that, and it's just not going away. So I'm so sorry if my voice is a bit stuffy, but I think you will get the gist. As you can see, I am just adding some glue. I'm just using some liquid adhesive, nothing special here, and I'm just attaching this flower mainly at the center. What I want is to have like the petals kind of lifted a bit, and I will zhuzh up the cardstock a bit to kind of create that 3D element. So I am only adding adhesive in the center. Now, because this is liquid adhesive, you're going to have to kind of hold it down a little bit until it gets tacky. And with the Barely Arts glue, I find that you kind of have to, it's very liquidy, and that's why it works really good with intricate dies, but, or intricate die cuts, but it takes like maybe 10 to 15 seconds to become tacky. So you kind of have to hold that in place a bit, and then it sticks perfectly. And look how gorgeous that looks. I love all the gold and the shine. Now I'll put that aside and work on the background. So I'm using that Tufted Elegance embossing folder, which is actually, it's one of my favorites. I love this type of look. I think it goes with everything, and it works for making elegant cards, which is one of my favorite types of cards to make. So I'm just taking two panels of cardstock. I've kind of cut them ahead of time. There's a blue, or like a navy, and a deep red that I'm using here. And as you can see, I spritz some water to make sure that it's not going to crack or anything. Now moving on, they have water droplet marks on them. Don't worry about that, that'll dry. So I'll set that aside and let it dry and put together my butterfly, which is really easy. So you can see for the top wings, I've attached that silver piece on top of the white background. For the bottom half, I've done the same, and now I just connect the two. So you just line up the body in the center, and it should line up perfectly. And then you want to attach that other little piece for the body, which also has the antenna, which is the middle of your the main body of your butterfly, and then once that's all put together nicely, you'll see how gorgeous that looks. So for my sentiments, I'm using that One Go stamp here. I like this, and I always love stamp sets or any type of sets like this where you can kind of get a whole bunch of things stamped and cut out in one go. So here I'm just adding my stamp. I'm adding some black ink here, and then I'm going to stamp this out using my Altenew stamp wheel. And you can see I really don't have to stamp more than once. It comes out perfectly. And then all I have to do is attach the One Go die plate. And again, I just put that through my die cutting machine, cut everything at once, and you get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 sentiments in one pass through your die cutting machine. So that's amazing. I like to keep those in a little box, keep them aside, and anytime I'm making something, I can just grab a quick sentiment and use that. So now let's start assembling our card. Now for that red background, I am cutting it down just a little bit. So I've cut maybe about 3/4 of an inch off the length of it, and then, sorry, off the width of it, and then off the length, I've got it exactly at 5.5 inches, so it fits on a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card base. I'm using some of the same silver glitter cardstock that I used for the butterfly to create a little bit of a finished edge here. I like using specialty cardstock on edges when I cut edges of colored cardstock. I just feel like it gives it a nice finished look, and it just adds a little something. It also ties in the silver from the glitter butterfly to the background of the card, which I think is really nice. So now I'm going to place this on the card base, and you can see I get like a strip of white on either side, and that has a really nice look. Now that strip of white on either side also ties in the white in the background of the butterfly. So there's always a reason for everything that I do, and sometimes I don't really get it until I put it together and I see, oh yeah, it ties everything in. Because when I make my cards, I tend to kind of go based on what looks good, right? I kind of just change it up based on what looks good to my eye, but that's the reasoning behind it, and I love to share that with you so that if you're more technical in terms of like just learning about the process and you're not as good as eyeballing it, then you can learn in that way as well. So now for the sentiment, I like to grab a long sentiment, one of the longer strips here, because I just feel like it goes nicely with this card, especially with the strips, the long strips of glitter on the side. So I'll just add that down there at the bottom. I appreciate you a lot. So this is like a thank you or gratitude type card. And now we'll move on to the blue background. So for this one, it's a bit of an odd shape. It's about 4 inches, and the length is 5.5. So it's a little bit smaller than an A2 sized card, but I wanted it to have more of a, like a somewhat of a slimline look so that it was a little longer, just so it could fit that flower and the sentiment. And that's the only reason why I made it a little different in terms of the size. But you can always use an A2 sized envelope for this, or you could make your own envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this card base here. So this is like a custom sized card. And now I'll go ahead and attach that, that blue background. So as you can see, I've chosen darker colors, and the reason why is because I've chosen that specialty cardstock with golds and silvers. I find that the deeper, darker colors just help the metallics stand out a lot more. You could go with lighter cardstocks, and in that case, I'd maybe use darker die cuts. I like that contrast, and that's what looks good to me, but I mean, anything goes. You could do whatever you'd like. So for the flower, you can see I zhuzhed it up there. I kind of lifted up the petals and curled them a bit so that they have a bit more dimension. I'm attaching the flower closer to the top of the panel, and then I will also stick in the leaves there. So I've done the leaves in white, and then I also cut out those outline leaves with some silver. And the reason why the silver works with this gold flower is because if you look at that that confetti type glitter cardstock that I used, it has not only like gold flecks, but it also has silver flecks. So this makes both colors, or both like silver and gold, work with this really well. So that's why I went with the silver, if you were wondering. So now that I've got my flower kind of put down there, and I really like the mix of the solid leaves and the outline, I'll go ahead and attach the sentiment. Now, the sentiment is, I actually cut this ahead of time for the first card that I made off screen. And I did, instead of stamping out the sentiment with that one go set, I actually heat embossed it with some Altenew rose gold. Now you'll notice the rose gold is not exactly like a rose. It's more of like a lighter gold, which I really like, and it works perfectly with this card. Now I'm going to add some embellishments here, which again match the glitter cardstock. And then I'll go ahead and do the same thing with the butterfly card. So here I'm adding some like reddish or pink glitter gems here. And this just goes really well with all the glittery fun that I have going on in this cards, and matches the colors as well. Now you could use any type of embellishment you like. There are some enamel dots that were part of this release. The colors didn't match my cards, so that's why I didn't use them, but you could definitely maybe make a purple card and add the purple ones on there, or a green one. It's really up to you what you do. So those are the two main cards that I've made for today. I hope that you've been inspired to make something similar yourself with this beautiful Jeweled Botanical set. Sorry, Jeweled Botanical set, which is really nice. As I mentioned, I really wanted to get that anniversary card in there with the wedding background, with the bride and groom, which I think is really nice. It came out really nicely. Please do like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will have a video out with how I created this card here in the next week. I'm so sorry I couldn't include it in this video, but I hope you did like the cards that I did make. Please don't forget to comment down below for your chance to win one of the prizes, and I hope to see you guys next time. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.